Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday the 6th of May 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. Prime Minister Ilir Meta declared yesterday that he had asked the Socialist Party's candidate to withdraw from the local election for the mayor of Kavaje. There is a plan for the destabilisation of the country and to damage Albania, and this is fact. Albania will not be destabilised because we will not allow it. Our goal is that not a single Albanian citizen is hurt. This is an unconstitutional, illegal provocation coming from those who are afraid of the justice that is coming. Kavaje will not become a battlefield. I have suggested for our candidate to withdraw from Sunday's race, and in a very friendly way, I appeal to the other candidate to do the same, the Prime Minister declared. He added that the government is determined to hold parliamentary elections as scheduled on June 18, and again expressed his readiness to meet with the DP chairman to negotiate. I urge Lul Zimbasha to focus on the solution we have offered until May 7. You cannot postpone the election date or the deadline for the opportunity to enter the elections, which is May 8. Elections will be held on June 18, and if by May 7, the Democratic Party have not agreed to the solution, which is to change the electoral code according to the OSCE recommendations, then as of May 8, I will no longer be at Lul Zimbasha's disposal, said Rama. The EU ambassador to our country, Romana Vlahutin, expressed her conviction that Albanian politics will find the right solution in order to give the Albanian citizens the opportunity to vote for the party they want on June 18, stating, "I am convinced that the political class will have the courage and the wisdom to find a reasonable way to give the citizens the constitutional right to vote for the party they want. This should not block the ambition to be integrated into the European Union. I truly hope that everything the politicians do will be done for the citizens and for the good of the country. It is easier to have debates and fight than to actually build something." The EU ambassador was in Castro, where she attended some cultural activities organised on the occasion of Europe Day. After the Prime Minister's decision to withdraw the candidate from the race in Kavaje's elections, the Democratic Party withdrew from its May 7th protest in Kavaje, instead announcing another protest in Tirane on May 13th. The decision was made during a meeting held by the Democratic Party chairman with the chairman of the DP branches. Speaking at the protesters' tent today, the Democratic Party chairman Lul Zimbasha declared that the Union of the Citizens brought the first victory. The withdrawal of Ilir Meta from the facade of elections in Kavaje, which would have been dictated by crime and drugs, is a result of your battle and of your resistance. They had prepared everything for the facade elections. The government's gangs had prepared everything for a real electoral massacre in Kavaje. The representatives of foreign countries know everything but do not do anything. The withdrawal is not a gift or donation, but was made because of the refusal of Kavaje's people to be misused on Sunday. We will never accept elections dictated by crime and drugs. The only elections this country will hold are free and fair elections, free from crime, free from drugs. A provisional government will hold these fair elections. I know where we are going, and I am seeing the light of the new republic, declared the DP chairman, adding that what the citizens have achieved in the last 78 days was not able to be achieved by the opposition in 3 years. Mr. Basha invited the citizens to join the massive march on May 13th in Tirane, stating, "Invite your friends, invite your family members to join next week's march, the biggest manifestation of the citizens for free and fair elections." The Socialist Party's candidate has withdrawn from the elections in Kavaje, and following the Prime Minister's call to do so, the other independent candidate has also withdrawn. Now, the Central Election Commission is faced with the inability to cancel the elections because there are no legal mechanisms for the situation. This comes at a time when 63,000 voting papers have already been printed. The Central Election Commission has not made a decision regarding the withdrawal of the candidates, with some Aura News sources within the Commission saying that this is an unprecedented situation. The sources advise that a solution can only come from politics because we lack the legal mechanisms for such a circumstance. Under these conditions, the only path the Central Election Commission can follow is to withdraw its commissioners from the voting commissions and voting centres, a decision which can be made when the political party, in this case the Socialist Party, has asked a candidate to withdraw in order to stop elections from being held. The withdrawal of the commissioners would block the distribution of electoral materials and the opening of the voting centres, in this way causing the failure of the electoral process. Only in this case can the Central Election Commission declare the May 7th procedures invalid and therefore require the President to decree another date for the holding of elections. The Socialist Party has started its campaigning for parliamentary elections in Kukes, decreed to be held on June 18. The Socialist Party's coordinator for the city of Kukes, Mimi Kodeli, presented today the candidates for MPs in this area. During the meeting, Kodeli declared that she is a supporter of providing solutions for the needs of the residents in this area. Meanwhile, the second candidate in the list of the Socialist Party's members of Parliament for Kukes declared that together with the citizens, he will support the alternative for development through more investments and employment in Kukes, House and Tropoja. The Minister of Defence, Mimi Kodeli, is the first candidate MP in Kukes, with 3 other candidates running for the post of Member of Parliament in the area. Despite being elected as president, Mr. Ilir Meta is keeping his promise to participate in the activities of the Youth Movement for Integration. Today he held a meeting with some young people at Administrative Unit Number 4 in Tirane, where he put the emphasis on the youth voice for the transformation of the country. Youth has been a moving force of changes and transformations in Albania. There is no greater strength, no greater power, no greater hope for a nation than the dreams of children and young people. The power of the SMI is solidarity. The power of the SMI is youth, and the true power of youth is its union, which is well concretised at the Youth Movement for Integration, declared Mr. Meta. Meanwhile, the first candidate for the SMI's MP in Tirane and chair of the Women's Forum, Kavaje, highlighted that politics is not a game. We believe that this is the day to say to young people that this is their chance, because we believe that no one else but the youth can fight for their country, work for their country, and offer a real chance. This is why we have selected the youth in politics, because I don't consider politics to be a game. Politics has the fate of every one of us in its hands, and it cannot be a game. It is responsibility, hard work, and sacrifice, said Josha. Meanwhile, the chairwoman of the Youth Movement for Integration said that the SMI's political program will offer a more qualitative education. The increase of the minimum wage from 22,000 to 24,000 lek will have extra costs for investors, as it means that companies must pay more to its employees. The chairman of the Union of Albanian Producers gave an interview with Aura News, declaring that this government's decision has a direct impact on the budget of entrepreneurs, and as a consequence, the companies will look for alternatives to cover these extra costs. He said that while the effects of the decision will not be felt in the first months after implementation, companies will look to proposals for reducing the number of employees, as they will have no other options, adding that a reduction in employees is cause for great concern. For this reason, the entrepreneurs are asking for a negotiation meeting in order to try and find any possibility of relief against the added costs of the wage increase. Entrepreneurs are not against increasing the minimum wage, as it would mean having more motivated employees and better quality products. However, they are asking that the initiative be accompanied with other subventions or relieving solutions for businesses, as, contrary to the situation for employees, this change will result in entrepreneurship becoming less competitive. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Alexandra, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.